Hello everyone, Shanai here, and it's getting late at night, but I really want to make this video because I want to see how people react to it. It's about an urban legend, urban myth called Black Volga, which is an urban legend about a Black Volga, a car made in the Soviet Union, and it got you know, rumors spread around, but is widespread in Poland, Romania, Hungary, Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Greece, and Mongolia. I read this off wiki, but yeah, it's a gas 24 and 21 that you think that the car abducts people and murdered. This is like a serial killer, just abduct, kidnap people, and kill them somewhere else, maybe in a car. I don't know. It's an urban legend that spooked the Eastern European nation back in the 50s and 60s. So this is going to be a bit different than usual video because I'm looking at multiple sources, which I will reference in the description. The first is on the Wikipedia, Black Volga. Some people believe it to be driven by a KGB agent, police officer, Satanist, Russian mafia, Satan himself. I don't know about that, the last part. But the rest could be possible, I guess. It's interesting because if from what I read from Wikipedia, right, it got this black color because it was expensive to put all the color on the car, like green, blue, and all that, and all the other models are expensive to make too, so they painted black, just like that song, painted black. I'll have some cross-reference photos on a board so you can see what I'm talking about. But most of the time I'll just be talking and there's not gonna be picture. So supposedly victims were kidnapped and then murdered by the perpetrator to use their blood as a cure for rich Westerners or Arab. I don't know about this one. This is of the wiki. Okay, let me switch to other source. So there's this website in a blog post by J.A. Hernandez. So I'm gonna credit them in the description. So is just like I said before, it's a Black Volga. I don't know why I keep repeating saying that, but there's a lot of possibility for this car to the government agent and police oppression, state surveillance, organized crime, covert medical experiment, like organ harvesting, or maybe human trafficking. All of these possibilities can be quite airy because most of these possibilities are not fictitious. Most of them aren't fictitious, and I mean like in terms of like the possibility of like each case, each example is possible to be real. That's why it's so widespread and fear among the Eastern European people. I'm gonna butcher this video like a lot because I'm going off script. I'm not using any script. This is like raw. This is like on point. Anyway, I don't need to rush myself. I can just edit those out. There's a lot of theories going on about this urban myth, urban legend. First it's the KGB, the police, the human trafficking, the mafia, organ harvesting, all kind of thing that people would fear back in the days because we don't have the internet. We had only have like news, right? And back in the Soviet era, before the Soviet Union collapsed, this is my personal opinion. Everything was, oppressed by the police, by the government. The people only get news from newspaper, the direct television, or from mouth to mouth. Basically, rumors. So they see this car just parked somewhere, and they start having this suspicion of, hey, I see that car somewhere before. I've seen that all the time. There's like That car is near my apartment block. That car is near my grocery store, you know. So people just kind of build this fear and info this fear as a, oh, something is like watching me, something like that. Which is, if I'm to be honest with you, it's not that rare nowadays when it comes to, paranoia that the government agent is like watching you, watching your step, watching your loved ones, or just you, or someone else, and it creates fear and like being in danger. And the thing that is the most disturbing about this is that we don't know if we wouldn't know if those car are actually like KGB, yeah, KGB, or police or actual mafia or anyone that have the power to potentially kidnap someone and murder someone and get away with it. You know, there's stories like that. Even among my previous generation, there was this case like that happen. It's from mouth to mouth, because not mouth to mouth. That sounds fucking gay as hell. Mouth to mouth is like a kiss. It's word to words. Yes, word to words that has been passed down by my mother, which she told me a lot of things. What happened to all late aunt or aunts. You guys call them aunts? It aunts, right? Aunts. Anyway, case of a vehicular like murderer is not that too far-fetched, especially back in the 50s and the 60s, where there's no internet and you could get grabbed. You could just disappear in one night because someone in a black car would like to kill you or do something with you. It's a horrible thought, and I think that's what's scary about it. The possibility that is actually possible. It's not just Satan himself. It's not the Satanist. It's not the like spiritual thing. I think real life on a bleak side of thing is much more scary than supernatural ones. This is quite basic actually entry for what I would like to do as a series. I just to be clear, I'm doing this for content and out of curiosity, learning urban legend and connecting the dot. Kind of like a detective, which I am. But one thing I wouldn't do is making a case around actual people that died. So it's kind of tasteless doing that unless it's like a news that is you know important enough to be talked about, because maybe I don't like the fact that the judge or jury sentence the criminal too lightly. But I prefer fact and logic than emotion and bias. So I'm trying my best to stay grounded. Anyway, we kind of went off topic there. Some people think it's a alien abduction. Really? Phantom car? That's possible. I don't need to read too much of this, but I would give credit to what the best do. Personally, I believe it's probably one of the. It's probably just nothing. It's just paranoia. It's a paranoia fueled with fear and word to words among the community, just to be safe, because they fear that something would harm them, something that they don't know, they don't understand fully, because the 50s and 60s are a new era after World War II. It was rebuilding from the ground, and the new generation has grown up, and the society has changed during that time. It's like a revolution. People would risk themselves telling the truth to the general citizen, warn them about something, the whistleblower, and we still have them today, even in a secure country. So let's say something. I'm not saying that human has always been the same, but at some part of the country, some part of the nation, some part of the world, believe it or not, bad thing will always happen, and it's not gonna stop, not yet anyway. We haven't gone to that point yet. It's only been what, like half a century after the urban legend. Nothing has changed yet. but it will in the time span, maybe in 1,000 years. Maybe we finally solve the issue of people, getting abducted, they're getting killed, getting murdered. Maybe the urban legend and the possibilities in real life is gonna be absent from future history, and they would take the present moment right now as a lesson for them. What else is there to say? I'm kind of low on brain energy, like power. Did I say I want to give my honest opinion on it or something like that? I kind of forgot. I did give you the opinion, right? It's probably nothing. It's paranoia. Yeah, I think I said that. But it could be possible to be the KGB, the police, people that enforce laws. Maybe they, you know, they keep watch because someone is a threat to the nation, the Soviet Union. If you are a threat to the Soviet Union, the government, then you're gonna go bye bye, because that's how they do things back then. It was not just the general citizen and civilians that live in paranoia and fear, but also the government itself too, because it's fragile. It fears that it's gonna crumble. The people in power fear that they're gonna lose their power. I know how that feel. I know how that is like, because in my country there's people like that too. People in power will fear they will lose their power. And I'm afraid that's one thing that's not gonna change in human history. Unless, I don't know, let AI become our overlord. But that's beside the point. People would always fear change and paranoia for things that would change your life. Maybe someone else's life, because you care about them. So whether it's a fear, a paranoia, an actual kidnapping by the KGB, an abduction by, mafia, organ harvesting operation, it all comes down to one thing: desperation. Is one of mankind's weakness, but at the same time, it's one of the things that actually move us forward. For example, a nuclear explosion, or bomb rather, that kill civilians in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I think. That's desperation. But on both sides, the US and Japan. But this is like a jumping on another topic, so I'm gonna stop the comparison there. The verdict? As a detective, I would say the case is probably just fear and paranoia, and the fact that the car was mass produced cheaply, so anyone can afford it. So it's pretty much like everywhere, kind of like how like everyone see an iPhone user, or like maybe in this part of the country, or like region, is using Chinese Android phone like Xiaomi and Huawei. So yeah, those things actually serve you more than in the KGB. The phone have like AI system built in, and it can record you saying something. I know this because I said something, and Samsung AI, the Gemini, and I think Bixby, they activate when I stream sometimes. So yeah, the surveillance and fear and paranoia. It's been like this for so long, man. I don't think it's gonna go anytime soon. Anyway, I should wrap up this video. It's been like what, almost almost 20 minutes. I'm gonna trim this down. I like if I I was about to say I like the fact that you watch me, but yeah, I do like the fact that you watch me. But if you like the video, and if you wanna hear more like this, subscribe and comment down below, because I can do this all the time. Just talking about something and cross-reference to certain thing that may seems coincidental, or not too familiar or like similar, but the opposite, but somehow connected to each other. And if you want to support me, there's a Ko-fi link below. Alright, that'll be it for tonight. Ciao.